Alright, so game 2, OG versus IG, game analysis. Um, we're gonna see what happens here. In the first game, we watched in the upper bracket, OG smoked with No-Tail and Jerax. They TP'd to both the top and the bottom lane, and IG did their regular delay smoke with Boboka, and he placed 2 wards from that. So let's see how the teams change it up in game 2, or they do the same thing. So OG do smoke up again, and this time Fly and Jerax will be TPing to both top and bottom.
Prepare for battle.
Fly TP's on the shrine bottom. There's a very and Jerax TP's top and gets a ward out here. Okay, so let's think about why they place these wards, right? So and why Fly TP'd on the shrine instead of the bottom tower. When you're playing as Monkey King, there are a few directions that Monkey can come from, right? He's either going to TP here, and he's going to start jumping on these trees, so that Fly doesn't really want to TP on the bottom tower with the smoke and run through here and possibly get broken by the monkey. What he does want to see is he wants to see if the monkey would come TP on the shrine and start jumping over here. So Fly TP'd on his own shrine, placed the ward up here, so that he can see anyone jumping in, and then he started running this direction so that he can break the monkey's smoke. It's really important that he does his actions, or else the monkey king can just get some free wards, and it's going to be very hard for Fly to deward and get his experience that he wants in the lane. And Jerax on the other side TP'd on his shrine, placed a ward here. This ward is actually it's different. Like, since you're Earth Spirit and you have Rolling Boulder, you can place many different wards, but most of the time when you TP on the shrine and you put a ward here, this is the one ward that the enemy cannot see you place, no matter what. Because when you place this ward, IG can only TP on this tower, and they would have to run all the way around here, or they would have to run all the way around here to get to this point, and by the time they get to this point, you have already placed a ward. So it's very hard word to deward, and it's a very hard word for IG to know if it's placed there. So very solid by OG to just try and get as much information as they can from the very start. And now Jerax is running up to try and break smokes to see if any IG heroes are there, or if they TP'd at all into their own safe lane. And now let's look at IG supports. Crystal Maiden. Okay, and Boboka does have his smoke, and he has 2 wards, so he's gonna be the one to. He's gonna do his standard delay smoke into the enemy jungle. And here there's a No-Tail, so he's smoking in. Wow, No-Tail fortunately starts running up, breaks the smoke, sees the monkey, and now they see the 2 wards as well on the monkey. And now he's not feeling that good because he just used his smoke and he couldn't place either of the wards, and Fly, now they definitely see that Monkey King has both wards, and Monkey is just gonna have to abandon ship and go back. So what's happening here? Alright, so what did this action actually mean? Because I think there was some movement already happening on the map, right? So before Monkey is even seen, they're all hiding because they think there could be a first blood attempt or something. So Earth Spirit is starting over here, and I'm wondering if he's actually going to help the Abaddon or not, because he really needs to help the Abaddon in this game, or else top lane will be zoned. And Monkey has not scaled this tree dance, which means that he most likely wants to get Jingu mastery in this game. So they see this monkey, and Jerax is like drawing some lines here, and now he's already starting to run bottom lane. So I think OG, what they believe when they saw this monkey is that the monkey just tried to block some camps, and they want to actually duel lane with the Legion Commander and the Monkey King. But in fact, the monkey just wants to go to the safe lane and zone out this Abaddon by himself and let the Crystal Maiden jungle. We can already tell by the positioning of this Crystal Maiden. So this means that Earth Spirit is going to start bottom lane to try and zone out a Legion commander with the Visage and Slark, and now they have to spend 3 heroes to zone out this one guy, where IG, they can just zone out this Abaddon with the Monkey King alone. And the Crystal Maiden is jungling. This is what we talked about in the draft, that could be a very potential liability for OG. And here it is. 4 hits on Abaddon, Monkey King has plus 75 damage, Abaddon cannot enter the lane anymore. He got one creep experience and that's it. And now he's just being completely zoned out by this Monkey King. Oh, if you guys see that, that's a pretty cool trick that you can do. Oh, it's bugged. But yeah, you just turn into a tree when the creep wave is coming and the creeps won't aggro you, and you just sit still in the zoning position and the Abaddon can't get back. So he has no Quelling Blade, he has nothing, his jungling is not really easy. He's even running through the tower to look for this Abaddon, and now he's just gonna go back. Some really crazy stuff happening on the top lane. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden just free farming the jungle. She's already level 2.5. It's 1 minute in. Everybody on IG side have Arcane Aura now, and they're feeling amazing. So let's go back and look at OG's laning on bottom now. Since we already know that top lane is instantly won by the Monkey King zoning out the Abaddon. So bot lane starts and wow, okay. So the Legion commander put the range creep in front, which means the range creep will die right away, and she's gonna be able to get a double wave very soon. No one on OG blocked the range creep up here, so this is very good from IG. And probably this happened because OG thought that Monkey King was starting bottom, and no one really wanted to be up here and tank a Monkey King and give him any stacks. And Legion Commander is just going to use his overwhelming odds to secure the range creep, which is completely fine. The lane is kind of like stabilized now for OG, but I think that's okay for IG, because he's still like fighting, he's removing HP from the Visage, he's being very annoying, and look at this, they're taking so much damage. And now Crystal Maiden's gonna have her level 2, so him using all the spells is fine. So Jerax, he couldn't do the pull, he rolls in on the Legion Commander, and Legion Commander is just gonna casually TP out. They have no stuns, right, till the Earth Spirit's level 2. So very nice play from the Legion to force some stuff bottom. And Legion is not being pressured in any way. And now here it is, the double wave coming. So the Legion running in here meant that the Earth Spirit had to roll on him. Earth Spirit couldn't do the pull with his double stack. And now there's gonna be 2 range creeps and a big wave coming into his Legion Commander, and he feels absolutely amazing because Earth Spirit's still not level 2, and he's gonna try to do the pull to get that. If we look at top side, Abaddon, he's fully zoned, so now he's just going into the CM's jungle to try and unleash some XP. Still feels awful. And Monkey is just taking bounty runes and trying to get his level 2 now. A haste rune. On Monkey King, he's going to try and look for the courier. Courier's not here. Runs back through the tower to zone the Abaddon again, and Abaddon is only level 2 at this moment, whereas this Legion Commander, who fought against 3 heroes on bot lane, is about to hit level 3 with 7 last hits. With 7 last hits. This is so good for IG right now. They are literally winning the off lane by just the Legion having 7 last hits and keeping 3 heroes bottom lane. And this is sort of what happens when you have a Slark as your carry and the enemy has a Juggernaut as a carry, and you have a Visage as your zoner and the enemy has a Monkey King as your zoner. So very hard for OG to play this out. So Monkey now that he has level 2 and he has Orb of Venom, he TP's bottom lane and they instantly go on this Visage who has 285 movement speed, and they get a very easy first blood. And now the Monkey King, since he has completely zoned out Abaddon and Burning has his phase boots now, he's just going to go and apply pressure on the bottom side of the map, and CM has also rotated her way down to the bottom side of the map, and she has level 2 Arcane Aura now. She's just playing for the team, not scaling up Nova yet, and this will apply the most amount of pressure for all of the lanes, not just one lane that the Crystal Maiden is going in. They don't necessarily have to kill anyone, they just need to apply pressure with their bodies pretty much. And now we didn't really look at mid lane, so but if we look at the last, we can just go back and look a little bit, I guess. So 4 minutes was when we last finished bottom lane. We'll just go back a bit and look at mid lane. So mid lane, Lina sort of gets a little bit of a better block. You always skill Q level 1, I guess, to secure the last hits. And just some very standard mid lane stuff happening. So these are the first levels, right? This is when like Storm is kind of fine versus Lina. Actually, she's not even fine versus Storm is not even fine versus Lina because he has far less attack range. Storm has 480 attack range, Lina has 670. This means that Storm cannot efficiently trade with the Lina ever. And once Lina hits level 2, she has Fiery Soul. Now she has 40 bonus attack speed, and it's extremely hard for Storm to even pressure this Lina in any way. He can only try to get some last hits, but Lina can always get last hits with the spell and try to hit the Storm and remove his regen. And since OG's support is like locked up onto the bot lane because of a Legion commander and because they have a Slark, this Lina is actually able to do whatever he wants in this lane. He can sit on Storm's hill, he can nuke him, he can hit him, he can do everything, and the Storm can't really do anything about that. Probably in OG's draft, when they decided to pick Earth Spirit, they thought about helping out mid lane, but and when they picked Storm, they thought the same. But now that they have a Slark, the game plan completely changed for OG, right? And now the Storm is literally just straight up one-on-one versus Alina, and he doesn't feel too good about it. The Storm does have the same last right now, but this is only the first 2 levels. When Lina hits level 3, the lane will already change. And secondly, the Storm has already used his flask as well, and the Lina has all his regen available to him. And soon the Storm is also going to have to fear the Monkey King, since the Monkey has already zoned out the Abaddon. He has more space to move around the map. And it's not only the Monkey he has to fear, he also has to fear this Crystal Maiden, who's just in the jungle. If Crystal Maiden gets a smoke, he can also go to mid lane and just kill Alina, since they are open to do all these actions because of how powerful IG's 2 other side lanes are. So Storm Spirit, another flask, and he's already losing all his regen.
Tribute to my house.
He's using as many remnants as he can to farm. Can't really deny creeps. Lina goes and pops a shrine. He does not push out the mid wave, he just pops a shrine right away. So when he comes back, he would have only lost 1 creep, and now the wave is still on Lina's hill. And he can start pressuring again. And this is Lina on level 3. Now the lane gets extremely hard because every nuke does 180 damage, and on top of that, Lina's gonna hit the Storm Spirit twice. So every nuke is more like 250 damage dealt to the Storm Spirit. And the Storm had to buy boots first. He couldn't even buy bottle in this lane because he just felt like he was gonna die no matter what. So now he has boots, and this lane is just impossible at this point. Well, Lina has a bottle, and she doesn't even need the boots to do anything. She can just sit here, nuke, and right click from the high ground. And Earth Spirit cannot even help the lane because he is still caught up in the bot lane trying to secure Slark's farm. So now the CS, we can see it after Lina hit level 3, it's 24 to 13, whereas the first levels it was quite even, but that's that. And to be honest, this is not some kind of outplay or anything, it's just an impossible laning matchup. And this is like one misconception people have where they think like, oh, this guy's owning this guy, but normally it's just a laning matchup thing that will
Excellent.
that will say if somebody is getting owned or not. And now Lina gets a DD rune top lane, and Earthspirit is finally capable of leaving the bot lane because he realizes that there's 3 heroes on IG on the bot lane now, CM, Monkey, and Legion, and they cannot fight them at all. They already couldn't fight one Legion commander, now there's 3 heroes there. So Earthspirit just decides that, okay, we need to do something elsewhere, and let's just go to mid and see what happens. He gets a casual ward, and they realize that they actually cannot even kill this Lina. She has boots, and Storm is not even level 6. He's level 4, about to hit 5, and he does not have bottle, so he has no regen, and there's no shrine up for them. So Earthspirit was sitting around mid, and he just decides, okay, I'm just gonna go jungle, try to get my level 6. Earthspirit just leech some XP off this Lina, and we'll see what we can do when I'm 6. But Lina now has double damage, and she's gonna hit this tower like crazy. This is very important about IG. No matter what happens, and no matter what lane they're in, if they have the ability to pressure a tower, they're gonna do it. This time it's a Lina with a double damage. She doesn't use the double damage to like try and go for kills or anything. She just uses the double damage, and she's going to hit this tower. Don't forget, she still has 1.5 minutes left on this DD. She could have saved it to go for a kill, but she's going for the tower. This tells a lot about IG when she does something like that. And now this tower is just going to take 800 damage. Actually, it's so close to dying already. It took 900 damage, and it's not over yet. So she's gonna continue to keep pressuring on the mid lane, and the Storm Spirit still not level 6. Too hard to hit him. And Jirax cannot lane against his Lina, she'll just go away.
Middle tower is under attack.
And suddenly there's a 340 HP tower on mid lane that's being pressured, and is a constant threat that OG is gonna lose this tower. And that means that OG are gonna think about having heroes here constantly, and this provides a lot of information for IG. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, the Legion commander has 16 assets to Slark's 19. This Slark, even though they had 3 heroes trying to help his lane, he still is not free farming. He has 19 assets to Legion 16. This guy who was 1 versus 3 almost has the same amount of assets. So it was an extremely difficult laning stage because of the composition of heroes that OG had in the safe lane. And if we look at top lane, Juggernaut is just free farming. He's keeping the lane as far back as possible. Abaddon cannot get any experience. He's only level 3 at minute 5. He's trying to jungle some camps. Maybe he can come back through that. He doesn't have a curse. He got the miscoil. Maybe he got it so he can suicide himself. But typically if you want to jungle, you obviously want your passive. So let's see what Burning will do as well with the top lane very soon. He has his wagon from minute 3. So he's holding on to this wagon still. It hasn't been denied or anything like that. He's just constantly pulling his lane back and not allowing the lane to push out while keeping his wagon. Very important. Abaddon tries to come back top lane, but there's going to be a Juggernaut running at him. Juggernaut's soon about to hit level 6, and when he's level 6, Abaddon cannot do anything, since Abaddon is actually just way too slow to get to level 6 in this kind of lane. Meanwhile, IG still keeping pressure on the bot lane with 3 heroes. Six-minute rune spawning, and it's a rune bottom. Lina will go for that. Visage trying to get it. Oh no, big mistake. Okay, and then Lina will just get a free kill and get the rune. Oh no, that really sucks for OG now. It would have been nice if the Visage could just kill the rune, but now the Lina has Invis, and it's kind of scary for OG on the map what's gonna happen. And the CM and Monkey have decided to smoke up and rotate to the low HP tower on mid lane. This means that if they get a kill here, since they probably will, oh wow, he missed a stun, but it doesn't really matter. They Storm Spirit was level 6, I'm not really sure what that was, but let's check it out actually. Did he even have time to react? He had a little bit of time. I think he just thought he was dead already, because he might have been able to make it up that hill with 230 mana. I'm not sure. But anyway, he or like zip back here since Monkey already died. Monkey already used his stun, but whatever. He probably thought he was already dead. But most important thing, IG making a rotation to the low HP tower because they know someone is going to defend this tower to keep it alive, and they're just going to go ahead and finish it off. And perfect. Meanwhile, on top lane, look at burning. 2 siege wagons. Alright, I'm gonna go back and look at it because that's super cool how does this even happen. I want to see what happened here.
Invisibility.
So the siege wagon is coming here, 630 wave. Abaddon pulled aside. He has a siege wagon fight.
Stupendous.
Alright, so Abaddon just pulled aside. It was just a very casual push from Burning. And he's level 6, so he uses spin, tries to go on S4. S4 has to TP out instantly. That feels awful, because he doesn't have a shrine either. Now, S4 just has to give up this tower, and Burning can just use... Oh, he doesn't have healing ward yet, but he skills it on level 7. So, I'm gonna pause it right here. So the play mid just happened, they just took the tower, and let's take our time to think about this. Like, you're playing Juggernaut, and you can skill up your Blade Fury, which goes to level 4, 18-second cooldown, 90 mana cost, or you can skill up your healing ward that you didn't skill up yet, so that you can secure a tower easier. So this is like the kind of thought process that go through IG's mind, right? They always think about doing this chip damage, applying pressure, constantly doing it. They're not really thinking about going into the jungle, farming camps or something like that. They're thinking about how they can apply pressure to the enemy in an aggressive way. There are some teams that can apply pressure to the enemy by farming and making the enemy think like they're gonna get out farmed and whatnot, but how IG play is they want to just apply pressure on your towers, and they want to keep making you have to make errors and make you have to do moves that you don't want to move, and that's how you force these errors. So Juggernaut hitting the top tower with 2 siege creeps is gonna do a lot of damage here. And now the Storm Spirit who just died had to TP top lane. The Storm doesn't even feel good that he had to TP top lane, because it's the furthest thing away from all his camps. Actually, he has some camps here, but he also shouldn't feel very safe about it. And now the CM and the Monkey are starting to go top lane, and they're thinking about pressuring the Storm who TP'd up here, and they will also want the tower that is extremely low. So the CM and Monkey, who are just pressuring bottom, they were pressuring bottom here with the Legion Commander, understood that the Lina just destroyed mid and took this tower down to 200 health. So they all decided to secure this tower together. They smoked up, they went there. And now the Juggernaut, who also took this tower to 200 health, the CM and Monkey are there to support him to finish the tower. And Anna almost dies here, but he is fine. Oh, wow, Orb of Venom. God damn. Alright, so Anna did die there, and Juggernaut ultimate was used well then, I guess. It's a pretty important spell, but in the position that IG is in, they don't really mind that much about it, since they're just winning 3 lanes and they're applying pressure everywhere and taking towers. So now that they've taken top tower and mid tower, now can we take a guess as to what IG's next objective is gonna be? Yep, you guessed it, the bottom tower. They're just going for the 3rd objective, the 3rd tier 1, and everybody has mana. Arcane Rune on the Lina, she has bottle and mana boots. CM Aura will heal up the Monkey King very soon. He also has a magic stick. He just gets some stick charges. He'll be fine. Juggernaut as well. He has a mango. He's completely okay with that. He doesn't have ultimate, but doesn't really care. Since if you look at OG's lineup, they have zero abilities to defend towers. Zero. They have no spells like Lina, Dragon Slave, or anything like that that can just push out these waves very fast. I guess this is like one of the other problems with OG's lineup that I guess I could have mentioned earlier, is that they have no outspam spells. Dota is such a hard game to play when you have zero outspam spells. If you look at IG, they have Crystal Maiden, Lina, Legion Commander, and they even have Blade Fury that you can count as well. Because you just use these spells on creep waves and they just evaporate. You look at OG's lineup, they cannot do any of that. They don't have. They have an Earth Spirit. He's a roamer. You have a Visage. He needs to like right click creeps, get birds. He's only level 3 at 8 minutes right now. Abaddon is like okay. He has a shield, whatever. But he was completely sacked. He can't do anything about that. And you have Slark who can clear waves fast, but he is super gimped in this game. He was pressured by a Legion Commander, and then 3 heroes were sitting in his lane. Storm Spirit, the only hero who can push out waves fast, and he was laning against Alina by himself with the CM Aura. So very, very difficult to get any lanes out, and them going bottom lane means that OG can't even get trades because they can't push out lanes fast. They cannot go to another tower and try to make a trade happen. In fact, OG are just gonna have to give up this tower or try to fight, but it's so hard to try and fight when you're down 6,000 gold at 8 minutes. I actually never seen a game like that where a team is down 6,000 gold at 8 minutes. So now the Juggernaut TP's bottom. They want to just continue to snowball this game.
This'll come in handy.
They find a Slark because of the Monkey King. He gets dueled up and another free kill, and damage goes to Legion Commander.
Said yield.
Radiant's bottom tower is under Radiant attack. Structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You don't tell me what to do.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower is dead, and OG is still trying their best to get some lanes out and experience. And now the Slark who died bottom also had to TP top, and Visage cannot get his level 6 right away. And what will happen next? IG have decided that the lanes are fine. Monkey's just gonna get another word out, and because so when from IG's perspective, when they look at the lanes, they're not even remotely close to the towers yet. Lina's already gonna deal with mid, and CM is already top lane doing her stuff. And how they understand is, even if OG decide to fight them, Legion Commander and Juggernaut alone is enough, and the Lina can easily just walk down here and take the fight, because OG is extremely far behind, and you can tell, and IG can tell by just looking at the scoreboard, looking at levels and whatnot. So now they decided that the best thing to apply pressure is to just keep on going with this wave. They have a couple range creeps, they have some creeps here. They don't want to give free farm to OG under this tier 2. If they go elsewhere, like, they're not really applying pressure anywhere, right? Lina and CM are about to deal with the waves, and they're just going to get free farm. So IG are just going to decide to keep on pushing the tier 2 bottom, so anyone who comes here can't get free farm, and they're going to deal some tower damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And all the Sorcerer can do is sit in the trees and wait for his teammates to come and potentially try and turn something. Okay, so Monkey leaps in. He might have made a big mistake here. OG show 4 heroes here. Whatever, they get a monkey kill, that's completely fine. Now IG can just walk away, and OG have 4 heroes stuck on the bottom side of the map at the moment. Meanwhile, Lina and Crystal Maiden just free farm for a minute. CM going for Midas, it's okay. And Burning just goes back to his side of the map, farms some ancients, farms some creeps, no problem. Legion Commander still farming OG's jungle camps, and is gonna go back here to pressure. This Legion understands that no matter what happens, if OG try to jump him, he's just gonna be able to cast Press the Attack and run away. OG have 1 stun on their team right now, and that's Earth Spirit. The Storm does not have Electric Vortex, and Visage does not have birds yet. So if OG ever use 1 stun, he can just heal and TP out even. So now they're still pressuring all 3 lanes like this. Very efficient farming for IG. Lina on one side of the jungle, CM on the other. Monkey just got his experience, and Burning just finished farming to come back bottom to pressure again. Now they want to see what OG is doing again, and how you do that best is by hitting a tower and waiting for OG to show up to try and defend this tower. So Legion Commander's chilling back. Him not being the one getting gone on means that he can cast heal on the Juggernaut, and Juggernaut can use his Blade Fury. So S4 trying to do some stuff, trying to see if IG can screw up in any way, since OG were just smoke behind him. Earth Spirit has his level 6 magnetize up, and the smoke is about to run out. And this ward is going to see the Earth Spirit now, and they understand what the Earth Spirit wants to do. Oh no, now S4's ultimate has been procced by overwhelming odds, and OG are just going to decide, okay, we cannot fight it here anymore without my ultimate. If they go on me now, I'm just going to die and feed them. Meanwhile, during all this time, Slark is still farming top side of the map, so it's quite good, right? So in game 1, we saw how IG did very similar actions. They won the lanes, and then they were going to pressure towers as 5 heroes. But in game 1, there was an alchemist who was farming, and he was farming a lot because of Grievous Greed. In this game, it's only a Slark, and this Slark, who was already behind, is can only try to catch up at the moment. So while IG is doing this on bottom lane and OG is defending the tower with 4 people, it's still not offsetting. The Slark is still not offsetting the fact that IG is about to take this tier 2 tower, and going to take a lot of map dominance at this point. So what happens when you take this tier 2 tower is that OG's ability to enter the jungle becomes impossible. Because what happens is, after this tier 2 tower dies, the Legion's gonna have a Blink Dagger, and they're gonna be able to farm all of this. So they're gonna be able to farm this camp, and all these camps. Before, what happens is when this tier 2 tower's up, IG is only farming these 2 camps, but now a lot more of the map is cut off for OG to be able to farm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
And now, as soon as this tower dies bottom, Juggernaut just TP's top, doesn't want his tower to take any chip damage, so OG can never get any trades, and they're just gonna go away. At the same time, OG still cannot punish the fact that Juggernaut TP'd out, because they don't have any solid catch abilities. And the Storm Spirit is still trying to just farm a Bloodstone. Actually, he's extremely poor right now. He has 3,000 net worth. The Monkey King, the 4th position Monkey King, has more net worth than the Storm Spirit, since he had a very difficult lane, and he's constantly having to be pulled into tower defenses, since the Slark has to be the one catching up or something. If he wasn't at these tower defenses and he was like trying to split push the map, maybe it would be better, but IG would also be taking your objectives faster, and they're gonna be knocking on your front door at your base much quicker as well. So we'll see. Now IG just take this time to get the lanes out that were pushed into them while they were taking the tower, and gets possibly some more solid vision. And they're gonna already look to go for the next objective again. Now the Legion Commander has TP top lane. They thought that Juggernaut could potentially get gone on, so he's camping him. And they're starting to TP more heroes to top lane, and the next objective is gonna be the tier 2 top. Meanwhile, Abaddon is pushing out bottom. They're just trying to get lanes out as fast as they can. They understand that they cannot defend this tower in any way, and they just want to defend. They just want to
Radiant's top tower is
push
under
out waves
attack.
as fast as they can. So OG not defending top. Lina has decided that she's not needed top lane, but she does need to push out mid. Goes mid lane, gets instantly gone on by the Earth Spirit, and OG get a free kill. That's pretty good for OG, since Lina lost some Bloodstone charges, but then Lina's already alive, and she doesn't have a TP scroll though, so she's just gonna have to walk away. But now that the tier 2 tower top is dead, it also opens up Roshan a little bit more for IG. and we'll see if that's
This
what
will
they will
do
want to go for
nicely.
next. So just TP bottom and they stop the pressure that's coming in on the bot lane, and Burning is just gonna casually farm some ancients here, and they're just taking some time to stay off the map. Alright, let's go back a little bit actually. 15 minutes is where we stopped. Because I don't necessarily think this was a very good action by IG. So at 13 minutes, they showed Juggernaut and Legion Commander top lane, right? They show everybody top lane, there's a full health tower, they don't really have a lot of
Radiant's
damage.
top tower is under attack.
Smoke is up. Okay, so they decide to go on top, and they know that OG will not defend this. They see Abbott on bottom, they see Slark and Visage mid. There's no point, right? There's no point. They're not gonna defend this. Crystal Maiden and Monkey King are irrelevant to this team fight. You don't need them. And this tower has how much HP? 1,200 HP. So, and Lina's bot lane, right? If Lina is gonna TP mid, I think the right play for IG to do, since like right now, even though IG is like winning and they're progressively winning, I think this Monkey King and Crystal Maiden are not needed in the top push.
Radiant's top tower
And the
is under
biggest reason
attack.
why they're not needed in the top push is because like OG is just farming way too much at the moment. They show 4 heroes top lane to take this tower, but OG is still farming 2 lanes, and they're not feeling scared at all. Even the Visage is hitting the creep wave. So you see everything. You see everything. So what I think should have happened for IG here is that they should have smoked the
Radiant's
monkey
top
and the
tower
CM
is
right
under
here. They should have
attack.
smoked him and they should have went mid, because they know that you see the Sark, you see the Visage, you're not gonna TP 5 heroes into the top lane to try and defend. And even if they do, they cannot kill the Legion Commander and they cannot kill the Juggernaut. And like it's just not possible in the position that OG is in. Even from IG's perspective, it should not be possible. So if they smoked and they ran to mid lane and then the Lina TP'd in, they probably would have got some kills, and that would have led to also OG not being able to farm anything. So they smoke here, they run like this, they run like this, they go here, Lina TP's in, they're gonna be hitting this tower, and suddenly Legion Commander does not have a TP, but Juggernaut has a TP and he can TP in, and they can just wipe OG here, because there's gonna be Earth Spirit who's gonna roll in already. But instead what happens is Lina dies. So instead what happens is CM shows here, she hits this tower, and then Lina TP's mid, and OG already understand they're all top lane. They just roll on this Lina, kill this Lina, and nothing wrong goes for OG. So normally in Dota, there's always a reason why these kind of actions happen, and you like start losing out in gold.
Whoa, what I miss?
And the main reason is because CM and Monkey were not really a necessity on top lane because of the information that they already had. They already saw the heroes on the map for OG. It's not like heroes were hiding at the moment. So now like OG is like going up. It's not just one kill. It's like all the last hits that they received, all the lane pressure that all the lanes that they killed, because they killed creeps here, they killed creeps here, they farmed these camps, and now the storm is gonna take all the creeps that were built up on the top lane as well. Meanwhile, IG is only on their side of the map farming. So this is like sort of not the position that you want to be in with IG if you're just snowballing the game very hard. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but if let's say you would lose this game, you could go back and look at this and you'd be like, yeah, we screwed up here, kind of situation.
Juggernaut!
And now they're smoking up. They understand that OG are like getting too much. So this is one thing I noticed, right, from IG. If they ever feel like they were farming and OG is like OG was like farming too much during the small duration, or the enemy was farming too much during this small duration of time where they didn't apply any pressure. They will just smoke on you. They will like, because to be honest, right now the waves are not like pushed out as much as they would probably like, but they're pushed out well enough. And but I really think one of the cues is that they want to smoke on you because they feel like you were just farming too much. They don't like it when you farm, so they're just gonna do this action now. So they had like a semi screw up, and now they're just gonna smoke and try to get that back by applying some pressure with some kind of a smoke here. And this time they smoke into the one area of the map where there's the last tier 2 tower up, right? So you should always understand that. Like, they could have smoked to bottom, they could have maybe caught a Slark, maybe caught an Earth Spirit, right? But that doesn't mean anything. You kill these guys, what does it mean? Nothing. OG is just gonna be farming on the other side of the map. But what happens is when you smoke down mid lane like this, you check the jungle, you check if you can find anyone. It means that even if your smoke does not hit, you're gonna get the tier 2 tower mid. So it's a very high probability smoke that you will achieve something from it. And this time they were very successful because they caught a Storm Spirit. And now they're just gonna take the last tier 1 tower. Stark is pushing bottom, but he still cannot push the tower fast enough. He's not a tower pushing hero, and the monkey just goes bottom and tries to set up on him. Alright. So one thing I guess we should talk about, like the Crystal Maiden decided not to go for Midas. Good choice on her, I guess. She doesn't really need it. But Monkey King went Midas. Why does Monkey King need a Midas? You would think like there's snowball in this game, he should just get a big item and blah 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 blah. But actually you don't really want to do that. Monkey King is a hero who is a roamer, and if he's a roamer, he's not going to get any gold if he just buys one item. What happens in games like these when you're really far ahead is there's a chance the enemy can always come back, right? And if the enemy comes back, Monkey King is not a hero who's gonna farm. He's a hero who's going to constantly stay off the map, hide in trees, look for the enemy, place wards, such thing as that. So it would be very hard for a Monkey King to obtain farm if I just start losing at some point. Also, Midas allows him to scale better. It allows him to go into the late game better. It allows him to get to level 18 when his ult is very high. It allows him to get to level 15 and 20 where his talents are very strong. And it just lets you play the safe game in this kind of situation. If you buy a Basher right now, where it's not really a necessity since your team is already destroying every team fight, if a team fight is taken, then there's no point in this Basher. You're already winning without you being in this game. And right now in this patch, like the XP is extremely important on these kind of heroes. So now they will just defend this tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And OG still trying their best to push out waves since it's very hard for their heroes to do. And they're still trying to split up the map, so IG cannot like do anything more. But IG is like probably starting to think about Roshan already, since that's what they want to take before they have to go high ground. Oh, actually, they still didn't take the tier 2 mid, I forgot. They just stopped the push on mid to go and defend the bottom tower. So that's completely fine. So they always think about like stopping the enemy from obtaining farm first before they do this. So now they would just go mid, and this time OG split push is not at the tier 1 tower yet, and they will just get this tower and they will defend the other lanes again. Lina is defending bottom already, and Monkey started going top, and now he's camping this Storm Spirit, and Legion could not get the duel off. Very close though, very close. Very close attempt to catching the Storm who was trying to split farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This will come in handy.
There's actually always these ancients for IG. IG is a very good team at making stacks happen. So when there's downtime, they can just farm it. They don't ever feel like they're gonna be behind after they take towers, because they just go back to farming the stacks later. And I noticed earlier, like the Crystal Maiden was trying to do some stacks and stuff in the jungle, or was trying to make some stacks. So now it's kind of a downtime. OG is farming up. Maybe we will start to see a smoke very soon. And the game is starting to stabilize a bit at 10,000 gold, which means IG are just splitting farming, and there it is. There's a smoke again. So every time they chill a bit, they farm up, and they're right away going for another smoke. They let the enemy team feel a bit comfortable, but this time Slark breaks the smoke with his Shadow Blade. Very fortunate for OG. The smoke most likely would have landed on top lane, but instead it doesn't, and Legion will use duel. Storm will get out, and two heroes get out. Very good for OG. They broke a smoke, Storm got out, duel was used, and OG is gonna just continue to splitting up the map. Like, all OG really thinking about is how they can utilize their Midases, right? The Abaddon has a Midas and the Sark has a Midas. The best way for them to play this game is to try to split the enemy up and just catch up. They still don't have Bloodstone on Storm, so it's very hard for OG to just fight. So after this smoke on top did not pan out, they just decided to connect to the Roshan. So let's think about this again. They smoked from the bottom side of the map to the top side of the map. Again, another smoke that's based off objectives. If they smoked from bottom, they could have smoked they could have smoked from here all the way to here, maybe find someone, or even here, maybe find someone. But they smoked all the way to top because they think that's like the least likely place that OG will think IG will smoke to. And secondly, let's say the smoke does not hit, they have a way to connect to the Roshan, because when the smoke does not hit, it means that OG are probably going to start split pushing mid and split pushing bottom, and that's like very hard for OG to react to any Roshan plays. Even if OG cannot teamfight, IG is still making the safe plays. They like, if IG thought that they cannot teamfight anyway, no matter what, blah blah blah, they would have just like walked into this Roshan at some point and killed it, right? Regardless of what OG is doing on the map. But they think about how to apply the pressure first, make OG like screw away from this area, and then they will just take this objective. Or in best case scenario for IG, they get a kill and then they get it, the objective. So Juggernaut going for Diffusal Blade, a pure stat build. This build is very strong at destroying buildings as well. And now Slark, what? Is he Shadow Blade? No, he's not. He gets spotted and insta-dueled by the Legion. Slark dies. I wonder if he thought he was Shadow Bladed already, but the creep wave was there, saw him, and Legion duels him, gets a free kill, and now they're just gonna siege high ground. They do not wait for anything. There's nothing to wait for. Lina is still pushing bottom out too. They're pushing as 4 heroes, but it doesn't matter. They have Healing Word, they dropped it. Everybody's gonna constantly be full health. The birds are trying to come around to kill the word. Are they gonna get it? Oh, they get bit. Oh shit, they can't reach it. They can't reach the bird. Very nice attempt. They really need to get rid of this Healing Word. Good micro by burning there as well, and they're just gonna get this tier 3 tower with the Aegis Juggernaut. And now Abaddon ultimate has been procced. He's kind of weak. He won't be able to fight for like 50 seconds. And S4 is just could die here, but they popped the shrine. They're trying desperately to defend this. Slark is alive in 2 seconds. Lina is in a bad position, but overwhelming odds will heal her. And now Abaddon and CM, they feel like they have committed. They're just gonna pop both their ultimates. And now the Storm gets Legion dueled, and they get a free kill. And Storm does not have Bloodstone, so it's not gonna be alive at all. And they're just gonna get the free tower, and they get the Abaddon with the overwhelming odds. Watch this again. Heal. Monkey pops ultimate at a very crucial time. Bite for the roots, and then duel. And then Lina already has like very high damage output because of her passive and her fiery soul. Sark TP's in. Abaddon already has died. Earth Spirit uses Blink Dagger to ult. It's very nice ultimate, but Spin already removes that. Slark going on the Monkey King. Abaddon buys out, and they have Healing Word again in 2 seconds. They can just pop this Healing Word and go again. All their heroes are actually pretty healthy. They have good mana, they have magic wands, and they have CM Aura. So they can just keep going with this, you know? There's no need to stop. Lina's ultimate is already coming up again. 20 seconds.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Why go back when you can just keep pushing, right? They have a lot of gold on their heels, but the courier is already bringing some items. A Glimmer Cape. Is that Glimmer Cape? No, Shadow Blade and a hood. There's Shadow Blade money on Legion, but it's irrelevant in comparison to this push where OG is extremely weak. They don't want to be in a situation where OG just goes and split pushes again, and they will miss this opportunity.
I will not
Earn from the CM, gonna heal up the Juggernaut. And they're gonna get another tier 3.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And now Storm is alive and they're going, it's time to go for OG. They cannot wait any longer. But look at the Legion's positioning. He's in very good position. He's always aware of what's happening, like where his teammates are, so they can't all get jumped at the same time. Storm goes in on the Lina, but the really nice kick there from the Earth Spirit. And a silence, wow, that was actually amazing. Let's look at that again. Alright.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So how is OG's comms right now? They're like, okay guys, we need to jump the Lina. She does the most damage at the moment. Juggernaut has Aegis, we need to ignore him. But we need to make sure that the Legion commander cannot heal off the disables that we have. That is the most important thing. So their communication is like, alright, Storm's like, alright, I'm gonna jump this Lina. Earth Spirit, make sure that you cancel this Legion commander. Like, make sure you stun this Legion commander or silence him, do something. And we're gonna try and kill this Lina. This is how they're gonna think about fighting, taking the fight. And Stark's Shadow Dance is soon up as well, so it's actually a pretty good timing to take the fight. If Stark's Shadow Dance is not up, it's much harder to do it, but this should be fine. So he, Earth Spirit blinks in, he kicks the Legion. Maybe he didn't even see him, maybe he did, I'm not sure, but they don't have a ward. There's a sentry here. And the Lina just gets a Shadow Blade off and she just walks away. And they don't have enough damage to really kill this Lina. She's extremely tanky, 1600 HP. And oh no, he didn't heal the Lina. But the Legion is watching the Storm Spirit and she just blinks in on him and kills him. But the Lina dies and it doesn't matter because she has bots, she has Bloodstone, and she has the respawn talent. And Stark has already used his ultimate, so he's also going to die. Alright, he's not going to die, but he's going to run away. And they're just going to get another free racks. It's like Lina didn't even die, to be honest. So maybe going on Lina is not your best option in the end, because she can just respawn right away and have bots. And that's going to be the game. So I guess like one thing we should talk about before this game ends is go back. So this tower is about to die, right? Storm's about to come alive. So they finish this tower and look at Q. He goes and he instantly places a sentry here. So what does this sentry mean and what does this sentry mean? Both these players, both the supports play sentry inside of their base. Why would they do that? Is it because of the Shadow Blade? Maybe. But what the actual reasoning is because they don't want either OG or IG to have a ward in their base. If they have a ward inside the base after this tier 3 died, it means that they have all vision of the fight and they can control who they initiate on and how the fight goes on. So Q placing a sentry here means that they don't know who's in the backline over here. They don't see the monkey, they don't see the Legion commander, they don't see the Crystal Maiden. Fly placing the sentry here means that no one, like, they will always see when Jerax, like, the enemy won't be able to see when Jerax is about to like blink in and cast spells, or when the Storm is about to jump and stuff like that. Because what happens is, let's say you're looking at the minimap and IG have a ward here, you can always see the Storm zip in, the Legion can just like blink out and heal the person that gets jumped on if he wants. A lot of things can happen when you have a vision and that kind of information. So really nice that both supports are, that's what they're thinking about when this when these pushes are happening on the high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And even here too, right? On mid lane, the sentries were placed by both teams.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Too many.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks.
Then they just
Radiant's
go for
bottom
the
barracks has fallen.
and
Radiant's middle barracks has
that's
fallen.
game number 2. Alright, so what did we learn from this game? This game, OG, they felt very uncomfortable from second pick, in my opinion. They pick 2 supports in the opening, and I really dislike that. Since the 2 supports they pick, they're not really versatile. They can't really go to other lanes, or they can't really like do stuff. Like for example, Visage cannot be played as a core. He can only be a support. So you're already giving away everything about your safe lane, pretty much. And giving everything away about your safe lane against a team like IG, who will abuse the laning stage as much as they can, is probably not very good. Secondly, OG didn't have any outspam heroes for IG's ability to push. Like they didn't have their own Lina or anything like that. Their outspam came from split push, Storm Spirit, and Slark. They're not really like defending towers. OG's tower defense wasn't very good. And third, Abaddon, it was picked third pick, so essentially it was picked in the first 2. Like since you have to pick it right away, he was sacked. Like what else can you say about it, right? He was just sacked. And that hero cannot be sacked, in my opinion. You have to help him somehow, but how they can help him is by not having a Slark in this game. They needed something that can sit on its own. They needed something that can just play by itself in the safe lane, so that Jerax can help S4 in the offlane and try to get him rolling. Also, like Abaddon was OG's only push ability in this lineup. His passive is the only way that he can take any tower, or they can take any towers. So making sure that your pushing hero has a good game is probably very good strategy for OG to consider if they would run this hero again. And as for IG, I think they got all the heroes they really wanted. CM and Monkey King was the best combo that they liked throughout this tournament for supports, and Monkey King Lina for the mid lane is their best duo combo that they just love killing with. And as soon as they got Monkey, Lina, CM, I already understood that IG are in the driver's seat of this draft. They just feel absolutely amazing. And maybe we can say like it could be a product of having first pick in this tournament, because what I understood from watching the draft of game 1 and game 2 is that having first pick equates to you having some better drafts for both of these teams, because the bans coming out from second pick seem very stressful for both of the teams. And we noticed in this game, like this is the IG snowball. This is what they would ideally like to do every single game if they possibly can. So this game would be the best example of like how IG would play if they would get away with the if they would have their way with the laning stage, and they always draft for that kind of situation. They just put pressure on mid with the Lina, put pressure on their safe lane with the Juggernaut, and then the supports rotated to secure the towers, and then they went as 5 to take the more difficult towers, and then they kept on connecting to these objectives, and they smoked whenever they felt the enemy was not being pressured. So throughout the game, from 0 to 100, there was an insane amount of pressure applied from IG, and they definitely abused OG's heroes in this game.